What's up, everybody? Zavrin here, and today we're taking a look at Pale Beyond. It was one of the early games I played on my channel right around October, November of last year, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's very, very well done, story-driven, resource management survival type of game, simulation style type game. It is developed by Bellular Studios, published by Fellow Traveler Studios. As you can see, other links are here. They will also be linked in the description below. And it was released on February 24th, 2023. So we're going to take a first look into the game as the full release. And yeah, let's jump and see how it goes. Start a new expedition. All right. We'll go with the classic, I guess, right? Normal game balancing. That's fine. Lower temperatures across the whole game. I think we'll just go to normal. Let's just go with normal for now. Depending on how it goes, maybe we'll up the difficulty a little bit. Oh, the air bees cold. Oh, the air bees cold of flake and white, as a sailor begs their pledge. To thy ice they'll pray, that leads reveal. Out in the ice, they'll stake their claim, or in the dark, they'll brace themselves. Out in the ice, they'll stake their claims. Out in the ice, they'll stake their claims and carve a course ahead. Of homes they'll dream, to the souls around, or of glory found. Of homes they'll dream, of warmth long last, or long lost, and chased to frost world's edge. A hunger draws the desperate here. It's one that can't be fed. Such lonely souls need lead, or its calling sows to spread. Such lonely souls need lead. Such lonely souls need lead. What will ye do when steel hearts break and courage does abscond? I'll do what must be done indeed. I'll lead these souls to help the gods, or I'll learn to live life out here. I'll do what must be done indeed out in the pale beyond. I really liked this game when it first came out. It was or the demo anyways, when I played the demo last year. It was very, very fun. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expedition, months of darkness, low wages, slim chance of return, glory to be had in the event of success. You're alone in the office. The tea in your hand has long since gone cold. It's perfectly adequate. I'd rather coffee. Looking around the room, you can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. A metronome ticks away steadily. I find it rather calming. The dedicated rhythm soothes the senses. It stops. Keep waiting. You hear footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Remain standing. The door behind you swings open. The captain bounds past you to the other side of the desk. Do you still have all your teeth? Open your mouth. You bare your teeth to the man. Good. Can never be too careful. Captain sits down. It's the little things that you lose people to. Are you speaking from experience? I have not had scurvy before. Are you speaking from experience? How many people have died under your supervision? None. Meaning you're either perfect for the job, a liar, or you've never been in command. Which is it? If I was a liar, would I be in this room? Please take a seat. Sit down. Thank you. The chair is uncomfortably large. The seat feels warm. I'm Captain Hunt. The pleasure is mine. Robin Shaw. On your desk, what ship is that? Ah, this. Detailed, isn't she? Incredible. An old sailor superstition. I hope you aren't waiting too long. I'm told it's worth the wait. Good. There's been lots of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you understand the need for discretion. The advert said there was going to be glory ahead. The advert said there was going to be glory to be had. Months of darkness. Low wages. Slim chance of safe return. That didn't deter you, did it? No. Quite the opposite. That's why I'm here. Thirst for adventure, then. He winks. I'd keep that to yourself around the other sailors. They might drown you in it. I have a few questions first. He looks down at the list of questions. Were you born a landlubber or a sea dog? Landlubber or landborn, from the city, from the ocean, same as yourself. If I knew, I'd tell you. It's been all over. Let's say we're saltborn, I guess, huh? Or from the ocean. The ocean, same as yourself. I'm salt, born and bred. Military experience. Royal Admiralty. Sailed with the merchant lines for 12 years. Criminal, only evading them. Let's go, I guess, with the merchant route. I don't know. These are obviously dictating who we are as a person, right? That's going to be our stats, basically. We're rolling our character now. Sailed the merchant lines, 12 years. Very good. What did you trade in? Anything we can get our hands on. He nods. Have you ever fired a weapon? Yeah. Have you ever killed a man, directly or otherwise? I don't know. I don't think our character has. No? No. You're not married, are you? Of course not. You better not have a death wish. One must believe they'll return to justify leaving in the first place. Any less, and you'll be doing yourself a disservice. So where are we headed? We're here to find a ship in that bottle. The Viscount. Heard of it? No, enlighten me. He clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Dead Peninsula. They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic south. They found it. I might have heard of them. Viscount. Strange name for a ship. Sorry, did they? Did they what? Did they find a magnetic south? I have no idea. She never came back. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost in the ice. 5 years is a bit of a late for rescue operation. They're all probably dead. It's beginning to sound like a suicide mission. We're supposed to be chasing a ship. 5 years is probably a little late. Alive or not, their research is supposedly of extreme importance. We're supposed to be chasing that research? I'm gonna need more than rumors about a lost ship than putting my life at risk. Alright, you have my attention. Yeah. The captain smiles. Here's what we know. Not one person or thing has heard from the Viscount since they left port. Until now, so we're chasing ghosts then. Maybe it's a myth, maybe it isn't. I can assure you that the money is real. Those with more money than sense want that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick first mate, somebody else will. And, well, my judge of character's gotten me this far. Who's financing all of this? The unusual film and lecture rights have been sold. Of course, we're in the process of signing off on a final benefactor for the expedition. They've even donated a ship. We'll be traveling aboard the Temperance. She's a beauty, Greenwood generational. Not many like it these days. The Viscount and the Temperance, they're sister ships, built together, sent out into the world to die alone. Poetic. Indeed. I like to think one calls out for the other. The captain looks at the bottled ship. So what do you think? I think it's worth the chance if anyone's alive. Sounds like you'll need all the help you can get. Where can I start? Or when can I start? When can I start? Arr. Not many are as eager as you. Captain checks his watch. Anyways, I think I've heard enough. Captain stands up. We leave in a month. Welcome aboard, Shaw. Proverbially speaking. Do you need more information? You were not what I expected, so I have the job. What do you think? I'll see you on the Temperance. I've got a good feeling about you, Shaw. The feeling is mutual. The captain makes his way out of the door, and you follow. You arrive at the docks a month to the day. Before you lies a ship, and the letters on its side read Temperance. Approach the Temperance. You walk with a cobbled boarding ramp beside a sharply dressed man overseeing the loading cargo. He turns to you with a stern expression as you feel his eyes assessing you. Thoughtful. He's quick to inspect you for ink. Another sailor for the fold. Mid-deck with the others. I'm Robin Shaw. Oh, of course. That would make you the captain's choice for first mate, correct? I'm Mr. Templeton. I shall be operating the chief science officer on this expedition. I'm also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. Do, however, consider myself and my team at you and the captain's disposal. What do you specialize in, bro? Yeah. Applied botany. Mr. Templeton. I look forward to working together. How much use for a botanist on the ice, is there? That's reassuring. Do we want to be a dick about it? Yeah. Not much use for a botanist on the ice, is there? Templeton glares at you. I assure you, I am well equipped in all matters scientific. No doubt, I needn't inform you of your duties. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself. Though, I must warn you that I have quite the task ahead. The rabble I've spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality, schedule, a strict adherence is what we need if the expedition is to succeed. I expect you to be the organized sort. You would not have been assigned the role otherwise. I likely have more in common with the crew than I do yourself, Mr. Templeton. I doubt this will be much of an issue. You speak like you're in charge. I speak from a source of knowledge. Do not mistake it for a source of arrogance, Officer Shaw. Forward when you're ready. And when you find yourself needing a scientist, we could try this again. Okay, cool. Gives us to the city. A young man stands at the ramp, steeling himself from the journey ahead. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ramp and onto the ship. You'll be gone for quite a while. It'll be some time before you can have a chance to see the city again. Okay, cool. So I guess we go to the Temperance. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate. Near identical to the Viscount, bearing some modern additions. Yeah. I guess we set sail. Yeah, there's nothing else to do here. Temperance. Nice. God, it's still just as beautiful as I remember it. God, the art style is great, man. It's been a month. Frostworld's edge. A hunger draws the desperate here. Such lonely souls need lead. What will ye do when still hearts break and courage does abscond? I'll do what must be done indeed, out in the Pell beyond. First Mate Shaw, personal log. It's been 1 month. It's been 1 month since you looked at me. It's been 1 month since I signed on, and 1 week since we've set sail aboard the Temperance. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere, before they turn cold. Who's paying for this? I can't help but wonder who's footing the bill for all of this. Certainly not the captain. Crew, however, are a different story. Okay? There are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice. To pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew, the scouting team, Hunt, is also keen to work out a deal on a pack of sled dogs. Crew are a strange lot. Eclectic as the ship itself. The Temperance. I've never been on a ship like this before. She's magnificent. A technical marvel, elegant machinery expertly weaved through one of the finest one of the finest hardwood ships of its day. Reborn for the mission, breathing again with life, she's simply magnificent. As for its master, he's mostly kept in his quarters so far. The captain seems like a trustworthy sort. Experience alone justifies his position. There aren't many who make out the other end of the naval military service with all of their limbs, let alone his vigor. Though he's impulsive, which there's nothing wrong with being impulsive, though he seems to be prone to impulsivity, the man's day-to-day decisions feel driven by instinct. I do feel myself warming to the man. Sign off. One of Hunt's sailors approaches. Captain wants you at the helm. Captain wants you at the helm. Good. Wanted to see him. I'll head there now. He leaves. It's already minus 10 C. I don't know. That's pretty cold. All right, so we got the captain's cabin. Join Hunt at the helm. We got the fourth castle and a crow's nest. Let's go talk to the captain. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Ah, Robert, lovely day for it, isn't it? Indeed, Captain. Indeed. It's days like these I make sure to do my share of the sailing. He winks. Let him continue. He thinks for a moment before stepping aside and stretching out his wrinkled hands. Did you ever take the helm of the merchant navy, or were you stuck carrying crates? Here, why don't you have a try? Take the wheel. Okay. You grip the wheel of the ship and feel its weight with the waves in your arms. Okay. The memory in your muscles rears themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Easy. There, you have it. Captain pats you on the back. Fantastic. Now try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Use middle mouse button to zoom in and out. Peaceful, isn't it? Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the settings menu. Okay, perfect. He takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink the morning in a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do. Absolutely. We will absolutely help. So how far out can we zoom? Like pretty impressively, huh? Yeah, that's quite a bit. Holy shit, dude. Okay. And it zooms in really far too. All right, so let's go to the captain's chambers here. Take requests, a tub, a pristine furnished tub secured to the floor, a luxury we had on the ice. A classical painting depicting a battle with the Kraken. An ode to the old folk story of Captain Seamus's dance with the Salt Kings. On the desk, you make out a variety of papers, notes, and maps, as well as a sealed letter with a stamp that you recognize, a mark of the Apperton Tinning Company. The desk itself is suspended on ropes to keep it safely in place. We'll take the requests. You take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Now let's run through the provisions before taking requests. To start, there are 23 souls assigned to this expedition, including ourselves. That's 16 free to be assigned to tasks if they aren't already busy. The rest are deployed to their permanent stations. We're only able to deploy crew that you have discovered. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. We'll be picking up the scouting crew in the next port. The lot of us seem to be in good spirits. The expedition will end tearing itself apart if you end a week with no decorum left. Okay, so this is decorum. So right now we're at 100 of 100 decorum. We have enough provisions to last for 6 months in case of an emergency. Okay, so we have 100 food. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations at the end of the week, the crew will become malnourished. Okay. Unless cured, the malnourished status will develop to scurvy, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. And more than enough fuel to see us there and back again. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of the week. If you cannot afford that minimum fuel, the crew will become freezing. Uncured, the freezing status will develop into frostbite, a severe status that prevents the crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. The sledding dogs, well, they're still a matter of negotiation. The dogs will be needed to send sledding teams to gather resources out on the ice. Sending hunts out requires a greater amount of dogs. They will rest and become unavailable between weeks. Now, onto the work. He wants the sled dogs, right? Have you agreed on my conditions? To the point, eh? Shaw, this is Lady Cordell. Cordell is here to provide us with a kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement is that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island. But you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. I had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You seem to have good faith in the expedition. It's one thing to ask my whole kennel. It's another to drag them into the chance of myth. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such strong demands. You already sold the dogs. Did you not? You have no control over them now. I have right to rescind the sale at any time. I'm willing to honor the deal fully should my negotiations be met. She demands that we allow her to come along on the expedition as a member of the crew. No one on this ship has experience and familiarity with these dogs that I possess. If you're taking them to such brutal location, I will need to guide them if they have any chance of survival. The humans on board too, of course. And she's not wrong, actually. You know what? She trained them. The dogs know her better than anybody else. She knows the dogs better than anybody else. I mean, she should be going. Of course. You can see my dilemma now, Sean. Or Shaw. Bringing on another crew member is a risk, but our hands may be tied. What are your thoughts? I don't see any harm in having an expert on the sled dogs. Good point, Shaw. He turns to her. The deal is already to your benefit. Do you have anyone on board with extensive training in the management of ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you cannot control the dogs efficiently enough to haul them. I would like to ensure that my dogs are treated properly. Welcome aboard, Cordell. Your knowledge should prove valuable. Invaluable. Max crew increased to 24. Okay. I'll have a room prepared for you below deck. No need. You'll find me in the forecastle with the dogs. She leaves. Holy shit. Okay. I hope I'm not making a mistake, Shaw. 14 dogs available. Okay. Let's talk to Corvid. A sailor enters. I found a stowaway in the lower hold. Bring them in. Another sailor enters, leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I've had. Captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do, sir. The ice. Did you know that before you climbed inside the crate? I did, sir. How old are you? You are hardly a pair of hands. You're hardly a useful pair of hands. Not true. I could pull my weight, sir. Do you know your jaboom from a bowsprit? I do. I learned it from my da. Your da? He's Ward's son. Followed him on board back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Well, Shaw. Hunt eyes you up. You're first mate. What should we do with him? I mean, he's a stowaway. He wants to roll with his dad. I think we let him stay on board. I'd keep them on board. Hunt squints. Why? You'll need all the help you can get when this young man wants to help. He's clearly here because of his father. It would be wrong to separate them again. We don't have time to accommodate this. If the boy wants to freeze to death, let him. He's clearly here because of father. You need all the help you can get. This young man wants to help. I say we let him. All right, boy, consider yourself part of the crew. Be sure to keep your nose clean and follow orders. I will. Thank you, sir. Captain, not sir. Aye, Captain. The stowaway joins the two sailors below decks, now member for the crew. Well, it seems a litter of new runts. I hope rest won't be starting or share. I hope the rest won't mind sharing the rations. What of the father? Simple. Split their pay and their rations. Any rations the boy takes should come from his. Absolutely. That's it. Yes, that works. Maybe we'll make a sailor of him by the end of this. Well, that matter's sorted. Let's go and finish our quests. Now that that's all settled, I have one more errand for you to run. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck after dinner? Hefty lads, red hair. You couldn't mistake them for another. Urgent matter? Not at all. Nothing you should concern yourself with. They'll be down in the middle of the deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew's manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Okay. That's fine. So the crew manifest, is that like down here? Upon closer inspection, you make the ship's photographer, Kasha Belford, balancing on a ship's mast with her camera, lining up a photo. How's the view up there? You startled the woman, causing her to fall and nearly dropping her camera. Help her down. You help her retrieve the device and untangle herself from the rigging. That was close shave, Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of this ship. Kasha Belford. Nice to meet you, Kasha. You seem to already know my name, so nice to meet you, Kasha. I suppose there's some sort of rule against what I'm doing up there? Deepest apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just cannot pass up. An accomplished photographer, Kasha Belford, won the Fentler Prize, the highest honor in journalism, for her work covering the plague outbreaks and riots in the capital. It came as a surprise to such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in the expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt of the benefactor turning her away. You'd expect someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. Her accomplishments outweigh her youth. Inexperience is a matter of interest, but her accolades speak for themselves. A cold game. Picture that as a header. Let her continue. For the piece of the voyage, I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. That sounds like, I like it. Best place to figure it. Chen squinting her eyes and thought, no, or it's not perfect. But it's a work in progress. Plenty of time. We haven't even hit the ice yet. It's all just so exciting already. I suppose your experience in the open ocean is the home of the mundane. Though I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. You have that right. You know who I am? Of course. I thoroughly researched the crew of the Temperance. May seem somewhat excessive, but I feel it's necessary for a proper chronicling. That and plenty of pictures. Don't worry, Shaw. You don't have the reputation that sets you apart from the rest. A celebrity like Kurt Darling's presence will dwarf any rumors that could form around you. That reminds me. He'll be joining us at the next port. I should get his picture at some point. Asha holds up her camera, a sense of pride before holding it up to her face. Stand still, Shaw. Captain sent me to grab a copy of the manifest. Oh, yes. I'm putting together a manifest of the crew for you. She hands you an annotated document. Here it is, the crew manifest. Cool, so now we can see the crew. So these are the people we've met. Scouts, engineers, scientists. So we have 3 scientists on board, two engineers. No scouts. So we'll have to assign some of these people to scouts, I assume. Okay, cool. So that's where that is. It's a work in progress. The scout team are to join us at the next port, and the captain's forbidden me from the boiler room. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, it would be very grateful. I don't want to leave anyone out. All right, thank you. See what I can do. I'll not disturb you from your work any further, officer. I have a few more shots that I want to get before the sun lowers anyhow. Safe shots, officer, don't worry. Leave her to her work. Okay, cool. Let's go below deck. Because we're supposed to be going to finding the redheads, right? Here's one of them. You find yourself almost knocked over by a man carrying a heavy pot. Careful, careful. You almost got drenched in broth. Apologies, I'm in a rush on a quest for Hunt. Oh, apologies. I'm in a rush on request for Hunt. From Hunt. From Hunt? Is there an issue with the ship? No, he wants me to find the Stoke brothers for a meeting. Not surprised. Those two are the only ones who know what's going on aboard this bloody ship. You hear a roar from the other side of the door. Oi! What's holding you up? The cook shakes his head with a smile and chuckles slightly to himself. He grabs a large pot, preparing to make his way from to the hungry crew before turning his head to you. If you don't mind, could you carry this tray of biscuits behind me? Okay, the tray, yeah, sure. You grab the tray and follow the cook to the door with the table, where the crew is waiting, with bated breath. Upon the cook's arrival, the sailors let out a rowdy cheer, the ship's cook placing the broth upon the table. Trust me, fellas, this one is worth the wait. The cook speaks with a tone of pride as he ladles the broth into the bowls for the crew. Oi, one at a time, you animals. Lord, you're awfully handsy for only having one arm. Ah, piss off, Junior. Got some bread here, too. Grab it before Tucker beats you to it. The crew laugh and are merry as Junior guides you back to the kitchen. You're Junior? You didn't tell me that earlier. I wanted to see how long it would take for you to ask. He did not give you a description. Or did he not give you a description, or were you just not paying attention to the cook? Well, Hunt wished to see you as soon as possible. Oh, yes, good old Hunt. Never a rest on the ship, let me tell you. Especially when Hunt takes a liking to you. Okay. The crew have their meal. It passes in relative silence. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening, and twilight falls. Over dinner, you hear the newly picked up stowaway speaking with the one-armed man. But you're lucky he didn't throw you overboard. Half a mind to do that myself. Come on, Da. I'm here to help. But you know that involves work. Don't expect special treatment. I won't. You're an impossible child, Timmy. Okay, let's go up. Up. Up, up, and away. Let's go talk to Templeton. You spot Templeton out in the sunset. As you approach, he turns to you and nods. Ah, Officer Shaw. It will be some time before we see a sunset such as this again. The light distribution towards the southern pole is quite the change. I noticed you weren't at the dinner with the others. I fear we started off on the wrong foot. A misunderstanding. Let's place this behind us, officer. Templeton keeps his focus on the reflection of the setting sun over the stirring waters of the ocean. There is great expectation upon us, officer. You think Captain Hunt is up to the task? I admit, I do not know. The man is a mystery to me. You, however, you seem likely to steer him right. That I can trust. Templeton looks down, catching his reflection on the ocean surface. He looks back up at the sunset. Quite the sight, but I wouldn't linger upon it too long. We should retire for the evening. It's important the first officer be well rested. Both eat to advance to the next week. Okay. Holy shit. So it takes 50 each time. Normal 2 per person. Fuel rations, normal 2 per person. Shit. I mean, I guess we let them enjoy it while we can, right? Well, fuel rations, we could probably get away with doing 1 per person. Oh, okay. We'll just do normal. Fuck. Screw it. The ship makes it to the port of Orca Island, where Dell's sledding dogs were picked up. The scouting crew and Hunt and Kurt Darling were picked up. The days are getting brighter as you move further south. Start the next week. Week 2. 2 weeks on the Temperance. Game saved to the tree. And I think this is where we're going to go ahead and end this episode. It's been fun, and I can't wait to keep playing this. I really liked it when the first time I played through. I I enjoy this kind of game a lot. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of it, and if you'd like to see more. And yeah, this is where we're gonna go ahead and end it. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day.